I would love to help you with that computer. It is going to take just a little bit more verbal currency, and I think you know what I'm trying to hear. I think you know what I'm here to hear.
Come turn on the computer now.
I knew it.
Okay, now is pretty close.
Come turn on the computer now. Or
Kathy, who's been pretty serious this entire time, is just cracking up in the corner.
I will T-bone your car.
CB, I think you know what I need to hear for me to know that you require my assistance in this moment. I am willing to meet you halfway.
I don't understand. You're saying you'll meet me halfway, and that you are still in the doorway. Halfway would be like coming and pointing.
You study theater. There's a thing called a metaphor.
First of all, you don't listen to anything. You're not off book until 3 days before first curtain.
Okay, don't look at her.
Shut up.
Don't look at her. Look at me. Don't look at her. Look at me.
I'm not looking at her.
I think you know. Like.
I think we're going in circles.
CB, I think you know the word that I'm gonna have to hear.
I fucking hate my life. Will you?
You're so close.
This is Once Upon a Monster of the Week, where you see only one set of footprints. That is where the swamp people carried you. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to our assessment of the Parks and Rec Committee. If you need a refresher of what happened last time, please let me help you. Our 4 new committee members, CB, Kathy, Maud, and Norman, met with yours truly to organize the Parks and Rec Committee. I tasked them with one of the town's favorite events of the year, the Harvest Festival. It's a great time to hang out with friends, get that young love feeling, maybe between some committee members. Unfortunately, this was interrupted by Barnabas calling to inform Norman that the unicorns were loose in the town square. Our Parks and Rec group arrived to find that the unicorns had trampled poor Jeffrey, the unicorn herder, and he had been brutally killed. An angry shop owner was yelling at the group to get the unicorns out of their shop. I personally think they should get back to their office and plan the Harvest Festival. Please organize that. I mean, who doesn't want to find out if Kathy gets to be homecoming queen, right? It is of the utmost importance that the fall festival gets planned. What's that, dear listeners? Oh, yes. Okay, let's get back to Norman.
Let's see if we can't get those unicorns out of that shop, because I do think that is, this is Theo speaking, I do think that is a health code violation, depending on whether or not that is a food service establishment.
Wait, I might have missed it. Did we say what kind of establishment it was?
Unfortunately, dear listeners, we did not have time to investigate the shop before the end of the last assessment. It turns out that this is a crystal store called Hidden Gems, owned by a man who is named Hidden, Gem. Did you know he is in a grueling battle with the owner of what creams may come? That is not someone you want to piss off.
But our job is to herd them. If they're all in this shop already, let's just lock the door.
Well, there's just a couple in there.
Right, they're not all.
Damn.
And I do, technically, and I hate to be a stick in the mud, you guys, this is zoned as residential and business, so technically animals over, like, pit bull size are not supposed to be kept indoors here, so we should probably do something about that.
Then what's the kid doing here?
Sick burn.
Do you hear that, listeners? Is that just CB yelling from outside the shop?
Yeah, I'm using my theater voice. I'm speaking from the diaphragm.
Okay, I think that CB, and this might be conjecture, I think that CB is encountering grief in their own way right now, and I think they're lashing out at others, and that is an explanation, but not an excuse for that behavior, so let's try and reroute that aggression, maybe towards solving this mystery and hurting these unicorns. Let's herd, not hurt today, okay? Let's make that today's mission statement. Hurting, not hurting.
Gotta add that quote to the Norman book.
CB listens to this, is still for like a moment, and then has to just take like a very small lap to avoid 1 murder, 2 eating the unicorn blood.
And Norman thinks that's progress.
It's not!
Someone wrote in asking, Would unicorn blood hurt CB?
I'm not familiar with unicorn vampire interspecies lore. Here's my question that did not get answered last time. Are we doing the bit where unicorns are attracted only to virgins?
Let's be clear, Reddington listeners. We are a sex-positive town with an extensive sex education course that welcomes everyone. That being said, the virgin pureness of someone who has never... Oh, fuck it. Unicorns find virgins peaceful. I don't get it either.
Hashtag virginity rocks.
And this makes my next plan even better. First, to clarify, is there at least one unicorn in the shop that does not have blood on it?
To confirm, there are unicorns in the shop that do not have blood on them.
Kathy steps forward and goes, "It's my time to shine." So, my idea for Kathy is she wants to now that we have the virgin thing, she's just gonna hop on the back of one, and she's just gonna try to ride it and lead them out, and they'll follow her.
Wait, but do they try to eat virgins? Are they going to try to attack?
No. They
They're
virgins.
just attracted to them.
I see.
It's sort of like if you put like a really, really nice blanket out for the dog and the dog actually enjoys the blanket. Probably because there's peanut butter on the blanket.
So the virgins are the blanket with peanut butter. Totally, I get it.
Yes.
Well, the person is the blanket. The virginity aspect is the
peanut butter. Okay. Give a
Mhm.
unicorn some peanut butter.
Famously.
What a great analogy.
Sure.
As Kathy mounts the unicorn, it looks back at her slightly confused and hesitates. And then is just like, yeah, okay, this is cool. And goes back to sniffing the crystals.
No, why would it hesitate with you?
Well, to be fair, a person just suddenly sat on their back.
Even if someone was to ignore what the unicorns have clearly gone through today, I would also be a little hesitant if someone jumped on my back. After a moment, though, the other unicorn in the shop nuzzles up to Kathy.
Yes! That is in and out of character.
CB is back to like standing outside the shop. All of the unicorns keep giving them immensely like dirty, angry looks. Like you can kind of tell.
The unicorns are definitely snorting in disgust.
And they turn to one of them and it's just like, you ate a person. We're on the same level here. Don't fucking look at me like that.
Did they eat them or did they trample them?
I would assume, listeners, that the unicorns have eaten some of the blood off the grass at this point.
Gross.
I do know that about horses.
Horses can be known to resort to eating human flesh if necessary. I was a weird kid.
They're not smart, are they?
Well, they're sheep. They're virgin attracted sheep. So we got that. But to clarify, when I ride this unicorn out of the shop, do the rest follow?
Kathy is able to lead the unicorns out of the shop. As they go, the other unicorns begin to follow. Another letter we received, listeners. Did CB feed the unicorns the Technicolor skin coats? Going to be honest, I am not going to be able to stop thinking about the fact that horses eat...
That requires me divulging if that was actually a thing that happened, to which I will say... Oh, you know.
We don't know.
You won't.
I'd like to imagine real quick, please let me have this, that Kathy, once she gets the hang, because it's been a couple years, but she gets her bearings again, realizes what she's doing. Once they're out of the shop, she goes full throttle. You just see Kathy and all these unicorns basically riding off to the sunset. And then you wait
Is she doing a posting trot?
And then you wait a few seconds, and you see Kathy coming back with all the unicorns. Okay, yeah, so where do these unicorns actually go? I don't actually have that. I don't actually know where they are.
Well, I guess we'll have to take him to Jeff's place, but we'll have to notify, his next of kin. Yeah, he's got someone on file named Neil. I'll try and get a hold of him.
Put the adventure on home. We gotta go get to the records, find the number.
Jeffrey's farm is on the northwest edge of Reddington, near the woods that surround most of the town. Jeffrey did have a couple of acres so the unicorns could graze. It is separate from town. He did not have any close neighbors or anything like that.
Amen to that, brother.
It takes about half an hour to walk these unicorns back to the farm, as it is not quite in town, and these unicorns definitely walked from the farm. Listeners, I would very much prefer to talk about Nihilus' baking stand rather than why the unicorns were in town. Am I alone in thinking that? Okay.
So I think the plan I'm gonna pitch to my three cool friends who I feel closer with every passing moment.
One day we'll get to best friends.
Who's to say? Is I'll be like, so let's get back in my 2014 Toyota Sienna minivan, and I'll sort of set that baby at cruise, and the three of us grown-ups can kind of ride alongside Kathy, because I know how to get there, so I'll lead the way, and then Kathy can lead the unicorns. Does that work with everybody else?
CB is about to say absolutely fucking not, turns, sees that one of the unicorns is using their car as, like, you know when, like, horses, like, scratch their, like, hock up on a post? One of the unicorns is, like, doing that with their car, except it's one of the unicorns absolutely covered in blood, and so they have to be like,
And CB, you are looking a little peaked. I do have some granola bars in my glove box, so let's get one of those into you, my friend.
As much as I would love the image of vomiting all over your car, I'll pass.
Does not like granola. I'll jot that down.
Maud is already in the car.
Did Maud take the granola bars already? She already found them. She's munching.
She left 15 minutes ago. She's already in the car.
Yes!
Did she take shotgun?
Nope, she's spread out in the back.
At the backpack?
Yep.
Wow. Luxurious. All right, let's hop in the whip.
Just to confirm, did CB get in the passenger seat? Or is CB claiming a back seat?
Oh, what's worse? Let's put their poor ass in the passenger seat.
Shotgun.
I love drama.
What would Norman have that needs to be thrown in the back? Like, you know how there's always some dumb shit on the front seat? I know they were driving in there earlier, but
Golfing gear?
Instruction manuals.
Hawaiian shirts.
Oh God, Norman. All of it?
oh yeah, sorry about the. You know, I just hit the thrift store downtown. You could just toss those in the back.
CB, like, kind of, like, picks it up. Like, it's, like, dangling from, like, 2 fingers. And they just, like, sigh and kind of, like, just it in the back. Like, very, very low effort.
You know, a lot of people won't tell you this, but
one of them definitely hits Maud.
autumn is actually the best time to thrift for, you know, Hawaiian shirts, because that's when they're about to cycle out all their summer things, so they actually put them on sale. Got these for a song. Super cheap, super cheap. It's like I made money, really. All right, seatbelts on.
With the frizz? No way.
I hesitate to ask, because I know this will be infinitely worse. Do you have any music that could possibly end this conversation for the next 20 minutes?
Yes, let's see, I've got some Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, thank God! Put that on! Rumors is my favorite album of all time!
It is Rumors.
Aw, look at the two of you bonding.
And I think Norman reaches over the back of the seat so that it's like kind of like he's putting a hand on your shoulder but not touching you, and he looks at you and he's like, you know, we got a lot in common, you and me.
Mm-mm.
And starts the CD.
Kathy's like, can we maybe go a little faster above the cruising altitude? Like, she wants to ride the unicorn. She wants to go
You can't
fast.
hear the music at all because Maud's mouth is hanging open and she's snoring so loud.
Hey, I
No, sunglasses on, like, checked out.
didn't know this here van came with subwoofers. Am I right, CB? That's pretty funny. Huh? It's pretty funny.
So he was just, like, staring at the dashboard. There's, like, a melted piece of plastic from, like, decades ago on it. And that's what they're looking at. That's what they're going to be looking at for the next 20 minutes. Melted piece of plastic. Kin me ID.
Kathy's starting to do the thing where she's kind of guessing where you're starting to go, so she'll start sprinting up a little bit ahead, then wait, so you kind of come up, and then she'll start sprinting up ahead, and then wait, and then this is just the journey we've gone on.
Yeah, I'm going like 15 miles per hour.
No!
How is Kathy handling riding a unicorn? Do you think she's named it? Do you think she's talking to it already like it's her best friend?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, I guess what like standard do they look like? Obviously there's no blood on this one.
The unicorns are shorter, rounder, very derpy looking, less fluffy round sheep.
Boudica Stephanie Cadillac Washington.
Vinegar.
That's my name. That's my little piece of paper in the hat.
Well, good. I don't know why I imagine them that they're pink for some reason. So just this little round, pink, lovable little horsey.
They're usually white, but that one is like a little bloodstained, so
Yeah.
it's pink.
Don't tell Kathy.
It got bloodstained and then it walks through a sprinkler, so it's kind of running.
Kathy didn't even think about that. She just sees this like pink color and she's like, "We're gonna name you Pinky." Just gives it a solid pat.
Do you think that this group can all safely get to the farm without any harm?
Is the unicorn gonna buck me off?
I'll be honest, listeners. I'm more worried about CB.
Oh, that's fair.
Will CB resort to vehicular manslaughter?
I think like 3 or 4 times Norman does remind you, is like, yeah, no, the offer on those, those Cliff Bars is still open. And then like 5 minutes later, it's like, yeah, it's just in the glove box up here if you feel so inclined. But like a couple times.
So you need to roll 4 times for each jab.
Oh no.
On like time number 3, like they turn and say, "Is the president of Cliff blowing you or something?"
Okay. It's unexpectedly vulgar for a Saturday morning.
We have very different definitions of Saturday mornings.
Saturday before 12 o'clock? What do you mean by that? Do you care to expand on that?
I'd like to imagine each time, like, Norman and CB get into, like, a heated conversation, that 15 miles per hour slows down to a 10. And Kathy's just like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, I forgot to mention, obviously we have the hazards on. That's the responsible thing to do.
Norman, why are you driving with your hazards on? Oh my god.
I'm going slower than usual. People need to be aware of that.
If that's the case, every time Kathy turns the unicorn around and gets spooked by the bright lights, it's just like, fuck.
Kathy is parading the unicorns through town. People are kind of stopping and looking and going, "What the?" Okay. And going about their days. Despite the parade going through town, the university is located in the southeast corner of town and is unfortunately too far away, so no one there got to see the unicorns.
Aww.
Those poor college students, what will they live for?
Its name's Pinky. Yeah. We're like besties.
Finally, they all make it to Jeffrey's farm and everyone is alive.
Remarkably so.
Some less inside than others?
Well, that was established on your character sheet, I think.
Yeah.
When the group all gets there, everything looks fairly normal. There's no doors open. It doesn't look like Jeffrey was chased away or anything like that. Kathy is able to lead the unicorns back into their pen. The rest of the group gets out of the car.
Well, like, how's it looking?
From the outside, everything looks fine.
The moment the car pulls into park, CB throws the door open and gets out and slams it harder than necessary.
And I look back at Maud, who maybe is still asleep, and I'm like, they're really taking Jeffrey's death pretty hard, I think.
I appreciate that you've created a character who is looking at objectively the worst member of our party and continuously being like, "I could fix them."
You're all awful, and I adore you.
Also, sorry, real quick, harder than necessary, title of your sex tape.
Still snoring.
It's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. I'm so sorry. I thought I was above it, but turns out I'm not.
To rephrase, everything from the outside looks calm. The unicorns have gone back to grazing, though they are still covered in blood. But they are home safely and actually eating.
We get all the unicorns in, and Kathy realizes it's time. So she slowly brings Pinky into the pen, and then just gets off and just kind of grabs Pinky's neck and just like, "You are my favorite." Gives him a loving little kiss on the head. And then realizes that was residual blood and just like, "Oh my god." And that was her beautiful goodbye with Pinky. Okay, I'm done.
I think it made the goodbye a little easier, now that you're repelled.
A little bit.
In some ways.
A little bit.
Oops.
Dear friends, I told you this harvest festival was just super important to this town. As the group looks around, they find the petting zoo booth Jeffrey was building for the festival.
Oh god.
But yes, I guess they also stumble across some animal tracks.
So because obviously CB has noticed absolutely none of this, they kind of like dust their hands together and like, "Well, great work, team. I hated every moment of this and I can't wait to go home. Bye." And they start walking.
Wait, I found something.
They do, and they like, nobody else can see it, but perhaps God can if he's real in this universe. It's just like the look of complete dread you get when you're at like a family function and you have like the perfect excuse to leave. You've utilized it. It is the one time that you can do that. You're almost out the door. And then somebody just proposed. And you know you're not going to be leaving for another 6 hours. That's the look on their face.
That's so specific. I feel like I'm there.
I have a big family. And then so they turn around and they go, let's make this quick and painless.
Look, there's some non-unicorn, non-farmer tracks over here.
Non-farmer tracks?
Yeah, you know, like people tracks.
It's a farm. Those
I was gonna say.
Oh God, who's gonna man the petting zoo for the fall festival?
I don't know. Get one of the little children in the agricultural program in college.
Kathy gets a little bit excited, but doesn't want you to see it, so she kind of keeps it suppressed.
Jeffrey had such a way with them. I don't think he ever knew anybody carnally, and that really contributed to his expertise. Excuse my mouth, but...
So, like, is his next of kin just one of the unicorns, then? Is that, like, a case where, like, they get the mansion, all that kind of stuff, it just goes to an animal?
What, like Aristocats? No, I don't think it's an Aristocats.
I was about to say!
I've only seen Aristocats once, so I don't remember the plot.
It's something like that. I have to check my Rolodex to see who his next of kin is. But I'll do that when we're back at the office.
Alright, well, I think Kathy's gonna go ahead and investigate the mystery because she loves those unicorns. And she knows at the end of the day, that wasn't fair to them to be just let go and stampede through the town. They were obviously spooked by something, and she wants to kind of make sure it's not gonna happen again.
Kathy takes a look at the footprints that Norman found, and despite her expertise, that includes knowing that supernatural stuff is just overblown, she's kind of uncomfortable because these don't look like any animal tracks she's seen before.
Okay.
She can tell that the tracks do clearly cut through the unicorn field.
Does it have like toe beans or claws?
Kathy realizes that there are only 3 footprints.
No.
They look
No.
kind of like deer tracks, but not, because there's only 3 in a group rather than 4.
Oh, like 3 repeating?
Correct. And it's only going in one direction.
And the direction's away from the pen, right?
The footprints are coming from the woods to the northwest, through the unicorn pen, towards the direction the unicorns would have taken off into town.
Well, guys, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Looks like whatever was here clearly moved along in a pretty linear line that just happened to be through the unicorn. So
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with the child. Not our problem. Let's go home.
You know what? Let me take a quick glance around. You guys go ahead and
leave. Bye.
You hold down the fort. Don't worry, I'll check it out. First, I'm gonna go to the back of my minivan and get out. I have some waders in there from River Cleanup Day. And I think I established in our last session that I am wearing my nice khakis because I was called to town hall, and I don't want to go tramping around the fields in those. So real quick, I'm gonna change into my waders.
I just wanted to ask, out of curiosity, is Maud still sleeping?
She sure is.
All right, just checking.
That's her right.
Just making sure she's alive at this point.
I have left on the air conditioning, and Rumors is playing. She's fine.
Kathy kind of peeks and like she sees like the breath like fog up the window, and she's like, "We're good."
From like a reasonable distance away, when after like CB like sees Norman and the waiters, they like very quietly say like, "Now I'm into a lot of fucked up shit. Now why is that doing it for me?"
The waiters, the Carhartt waiters.
Bro, I'm a lesbian. Carhartt, I see it. Hard eyes.
Card hard. Is that anything? Is that a joke? Is that funny for you guys? I'm gonna give the keys to Kathy, and I'm gonna say, these are for an emergency, okay? If anything happens to me, if I don't come back in 10 minutes, I trust your judgment, which is a huge mistake. I'm saying that. Theo, Norman's not saying that.
Yeah, CB makes the exact same wheezing laugh that I just did.
And I'm gonna take off at a spirited jog to follow these, to follow these footprints. I want to see where it came from.
Norman, to be clear, You're going deep into the woods that we try to tell people not to go into.
Plot of every single horror podcast ever.
You're going to just fucking do it?
A woods is just trees together. There's nothing to be scared of.
The woods are just trees. The trees are just wood.
Boo.
Okay, let's do it. Norman ventures not too deep into the woods, but deep enough that he can't see the field anymore. Just trees. It's quiet. There are some animal sounds, but it's not as noisy as it should be.
He's probably like singing to himself to try and distract himself from like how kind of scary it is, and he's like missing key elements because of it. He's like, just whistle while you work.
He's fully embraced the experience.
Mamma mia, here we go again.
Again.
He sees nothing. The woods look very normal to Norman. In fact, he doesn't even see the footprints anymore. As he turns around to leave and go back, though, what he misses entirely is that something has eyes on him.
Well, nothing to see here. I guess I'll head back to our ragtag gang of heroes / found family. Give it a couple episodes, we'll get there. And I try to leave the woods.
Don't worry, Norman is perfectly able to leave the woods.
Oh, okay, I have exited the woods.
But unfortunately, the monster is now aware of Norman.
Great.
Thanks, Norman.
Thanks.
I'm walking like a little too fast, but I'm kind of trying to play it off. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really think there's anything in there. Like, I don't think it's just trees. It's nothing. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there.
CB has taken the keychain and organized every single key on your keychain by increasing size.
Who said I gave you the keys?
Nothing, they just took it.
No. Are you
You
defying
thought that
me?
you thought that they were gonna like go jumpstart the car or whatever, but then they just started like unhooking all of the keys and then putting it back into the...
Are you defying my power of holding the keys? Because if yes, I'm adding to my firebox because I need to get more of those. I think that counts. I want to use this stuff.
So now it's just like a perfectly organized ring of keys from like smallest to largest, and then like any of the like the little tags are on like another side, and they are color coded.
I think.
Wait, can we imagine? And if this is not your plan, CB, let me know. But like maybe it's a case that like before you put them back on the ring, they're just like next to each other, like lined up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking smack them to just mix them all up again.
Oh my god, my keys are gone.
Hate it here. Okay, so the keys just go like flying out of CB's hand onto the grass. Like a couple of them like have straight up come off of the ring.
I'd like to imagine one gets close to Kathy's foot, so she just like slightly puts her foot over top. I just want to be a dick.
Y'all are devious. That's fucked up.
They look down at the keys, which they have spent the past like however long Norman has been in the woods.
How long was
perfectly
Norman gone in the woods? That might validate my annoyed response. At least a little.
Maybe out of sight for like 15 minutes, but like they are also crossing the field to get back, so you have to wait on that too.
That's 10 minutes longer than Kathy was willing to wait.
Yeah, so they've spent like this entire amount of time just like perfectly organizing his keys, and they look at it, and they look at Kathy, and they're like, "You're going to stay at Strike the entire time for the rest of your natural life on this earth."
Joke's on you, I don't even know what Strike is.
Of course you don't. You're fabulously wealthy.
I don't see the issue here. I don't see what the problem is here.
I will find you. I will hunt you down wherever you are. I will take you. I will give you a ring of sound cables, and I will say wrap them. And then, when you fuck it up, because everyone does, I'll say wrap it again. And you're going to be wrapping and tying sound
But you see, that's where I'm one step ahead. We all know there's no
for the
proper
rest
way
of
to
your
wrap those
natural
sound cords
fucking
up.
life.
There's no proper way. They say there is, it's a lie.
That's exactly what someone who always wraps them wrong would say.
That's something Gina would say, because she always did wrap them wrong.
So Maud stops breathing for like a minute and a half in
Jesus
her sleep.
Christ!
Because she has terrible sleep apnea, and then
that's
she
regular,
wakes
that's
herself up.
So Maud dies.
She doesn't have her CPAP machine.
When she wakes up, she says, "Oh my god, I prayed for death."
And I've returned to you at this point, and I take my keys back from you, CB. I say, "Oh,
I
thank
don't
you."
have them anymore. They're on
I
the
thought you
fucking
did.
ground.
I thought you put them back.
No, they're legit on the ground.
So you didn't even try to pick them
They're
up?
everywhere.
I'm yelling at a child. My attention has fully diverted from the keys to kid.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there. Let's go ahead and head out. Kathy, do you have my keys?
I have a key.
Okay.
I just stare at CB. I'm like, they can
May
tell
I-
you the rest. And, oh, fuck. I just realized I don't have the unicorn anymore. Damn it. I've screwed myself over.
So Kathy's walking home.
She would at this point.
A question that comes to mind. Should Kathy try to keep one of the unicorns?
It's a big responsibility.
Like, Kathy wants to, but, like, realistically, she also knows, like, it's... As much as she wants to, she is living with her uncle, and she knows that the living conditions would not be suitable for the unicorn.
Do you know how early you have to wake up to take care of horses?
Oh, no, she knows that. She'd be willing
That's
to do it.
sunrise, baby.
Well, correction, she'd be willing to have a butler do it or something like that if she was back at home. But she's with her uncle, and she knows...
You got the fucking stable boy and everything?
Yep. But she's with her... Kathy assumes so. But she's with her uncle, does not have those provisions or the space, so she'll put her wants aside for now.
I think that's huge.
But yeah, I have one key.
I think that's huge
I have
of
one
her.
key.
So Maud has woken up. At some point she fell asleep in a bloody unicorn town square, and now she is in a car, in a field, where there is a house that looks normal, and all the unicorns are finally in their enclosed pen. How do you think she's going to handle this, listeners?
Well, she still just wants to get this over with and get back. She's waiting for everybody to hurry up. She assumed that the task is done because she's not doing it.
Good job, Maud.
Hey,
Good job, Maud. You did it.
Kathy, shut the hell up and get in the car.
That was not in character, but I'll take it.
Oh.
Okay, so you have one key. That means we just have to find 12, and my I had a little keychain on there that says I say morning and not good morning, because if it was a good morning I'd be fishing, and I would prefer to find that. I don't really want to lose that.
They put all that on a keychain?
Yeah.
They can
no.
put anything on a keychain, man.
Very small
You ever
font.
been to Bass Pro?
It was given to me by a very dear friend.
I was the friend that bought Norman that keychain.
They'll put like the entire they'll put the entire Christian Bible on a keychain at Bass
Get
Pro.
the Teespring. We literally just dropped some merchandise right there.
Yep. The entire time to like resist getting down and like picking up all of the keys and organizing them again, CB has once again been white-knuckled. Very desperately wants to organize those keys.
I think Norman starts picking up the keys that he can see, and if I'm allowed some creative license, both as a combination of trying to get these items off the ground and the fishing waders, man's kind of double caked up on a Saturday.
Double cheeked up on a Tuesday night. I know that's right.
Mm-hmm. I just want that in there for posterity.
I get it.
That's pretty funny.
Are we going back to the town hall?
Guys, I hate to say it, but I think for today we're gonna have to postpone working on the autumn festival. I mean, I gotta call Neil.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jinx.
We just make, like, CB Kathy make eye contact but say nothing. Like,
Yeah.
we acknowledge it and move on.
I have to read that, right? Okay. Stop by Alvin's Cafe to try our new cryptid coffee drinks. So mythically strong, you'll be seeing Bigfoot. You don't actually need coffee to see Bigfoot. You just need to go to the right place at the right time. Anyway, come in and try one of our Fresno Espresso, Copacabra, Midnight Mochaccino made with our Dover Demon Dark Roast. What? Oh, how can you have a Dover Demon Dark Roast? What does that even mean? Anyway. Jersey Devil Java, Latinus Monster. Oh, I like that one. That's brilliant. Anyway, and for the non-COVID drinkers, check out our Sasquatch Barilla. And remember to join us at our town square location for our monthly Charlotte Lovelace book club. I heard about her. I keep hearing about people reading her books. Pretty good. I feel like they're not really my style though. Anyway, first drink is half off with proof of purchase. For like at the Charlotte Lovelace book club. Okay, I feel like you're not supposed to be like talking in between those lines. Oh well. Sorry.
As the group drives back to town hall,
Rumors B-side. That's an emotional roller coaster right there.
the building looks shinier, newer, A much more inviting building than when they left.
It looks like a different building?
No, the building looks the same. Just spiffied up.
I know I was asleep for a while, but what happened?
We spent too much time in the cornfield. We're just happy to be back at civilization.
Must be power washing day.
The group stands there for a moment, taking everything in about the building. Astute listeners, and let's be honest, that's all of you, right? May recall that CB and Norman drove to poor Jeffrey's murder scene. CB's car was even bloodied by a particularly mischievous unicorn. If you do remember this, you might have questions about how cars and keys made it back to the headquarters on their own. The answer is, as the answer to questions so often are, simpler than you might expect. Gnomes. Gnomes moved the cars and keys in what must have been an attempt at a prank. Unfortunately for them, everyone was still too shocked by the loss of the beloved Jeffrey to realize that they were being pranked. Poor, poor gnomes, foiled by trauma. Don't go looking for them, dear listeners. They will find you when you need them to.
CB kind of like pats their pockets, looking for their keys. They are fully intending to just fuck off and go home. And then they remember that they left their keys on the snack table right next to their fucking soda can that they did not drink. And they're like, oh, fuck me. And without saying anything,
I just walk.
they go in.
I go in as well. Is Wendy still there?
No, actually, the inside looks completely different. And I am definitely not still there.
CB says really, really loudly, when the fuck did Thomas Jefferson start designing McMansions?
Okay, I know what 3 of those words were separate. And I think that's funny.
Can Kathy see anything like just from the doorway itself? That like something's off?
Kathy can see that the lobby entrance area is a lot newer. It still has a small town charm, but it looks a little more upscale than the last time they were there.
Kathy's gonna wonder if her dad just like suddenly invested into the town hall. Not gonna question why it happened so fast. So she's gonna go in and see if like this was his handiwork.
This is just like an Animal Crossing.
They must have done this while we were out and about. Would have liked to get some of the man hours here, with helping with the whole unicorn thing. That would have been
okay.
Nice,
This was not my father. He would have had these tables be mahogany. This is not mahogany.
Was that a Hunger Games joke?
It can be.
I was about to say!
I'm like a reference that I get.
I watched Hunger Games once and exactly once, so sure.
Oh, God. I hope they didn't go through my office.
I hope they didn't take my fucking keys.
Norman's office is fine. For now, it looks as it always does.
Oh, thank God. I had Christmas gifts in here.
Norman also sees that there's suddenly an office that has all of their names on it. An office for everyone.
Is it 1 office or 4 offices?
It is 4 offices.
Okay. You guys, did you see this? Oh my God, go get Maud. Go get Maud. She's gonna love this.
Is Maud still in the car?
So Maud she knows Kathy drove her, so she's trying to get into Kathy's car, but it's not Kathy's car. So she's whacking it with the cane, and then the alarm goes off, so then she goes to find Kathy.
I peek out. That's not even the pink one. Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
Maud, get in here. You gotta see this. You're gonna love this. I think you guys have been promoted.
I highly doubt I'm going to love anything.
CB is going for their keys.
Kathy knows this ain't her dad since there's no mahogany.
She tries to figure out what's going on. Everyone, hold your breath, because she's getting this kind of feeling on the back of her neck that's like someone watching in a fuzzy kind of way. Cannot wait to see what they think of their offices. Oh, Maud needs to sit down soon, as her head is definitely spinning.
Oh, ow.
She cannot be feeling good.
Maud, looks for a chair. Is there a chair?
Maud is able to find a chair.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So, with that knowledge, Kathy isn't going to say anything just yet, but she's not going to move. She's going to kind of freeze up.
As CB is going to go get their keys and then come back to see whatever the fuck this is, they notice that all of the offices have people's names on them, and they kind of, like, double back and, like, check the name on their office door.
Charles Barkley.
And when they see that it says CB Scottsdale, they're like, okay. And they keep going for their keys, and then they come back.
You guys, this is beautiful. I didn't even know they were gonna do this. I wonder about the budget that was put into it. I would have been happy to be on the ground floor of that meeting, but this is so lovely.
Is Norman about, like, are you in your office? Are you about to go into your office?
I think Norman is still in the hallway, like, admiring your guys' nameplates,
Okay,
like, has
that's
yet
sweet.
to enter his own office.
There is a door that does say Maud.
Just Maud?
I'm going to be honest. I, personally, do not know Maud's last name, though I do not think it is Pine. It seems to be a secret, and it's not a secret that I'm ready to figure out.
Okay, I want to open it.
Hang on. This isn't right.
Wait, is Kathy helping me open the door, or?
No, I'm trying to stop you from opening the door.
Oh, I'm gonna hit her in the leg with my cane. What the fuck? Get out of my way.
Kathy's fighting everyone today. Look, Maud, I know you literally don't give a shit about me, but seriously, something is wrong here. Why would there be an office within the hour or two that we just left? That's just common sense, Maud. This isn't right. Don't do it.
We'll never know unless we find out, Kathy.
You're not in an age where you can afford to find out these kinds of things.
Am I sensing a modicum of a worry? Are you concerned about me?
I'd answer if I knew what modicum was.
A Susan of concern.
A crumb.
Kathy breaks down. Too many big words. Just kidding. No, but yeah, you're too old to have that kind of mindset.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and actually I'm a little bit touched. But Maud's not going to say that. That was me. I'm a little bit touched. Maud looks at Kathy, who has shown genuine concern for her for the first time in a very long time. And she says, okay, Kathy, whatever you think is best. And then, as Kathy relaxes away from the door, Maud whacks her in the shins with her cane and opens the door anyways.
Oh man, go Grandma!
What a dick.
Kathy is definitely going to have a pretty bad bruise tomorrow.
A reminder.
Damn.
Listeners, I believe Maud's door is currently the only one open.
I have not opened CB's.
I haven't yet either.
I'm fucking admiring the Chippendale whatever.
I think it's gonna be the same. Why would I open it?
Is CB coming back?
CB has come back. They literally just left, got their keys, and came back.
Okay. So everyone has just all witnessed Kathy begging her great aunt not to open this door.
And since Kathy thinks it's a terrible idea, CB immediately opens their door.
God damn it.
Because why the fuck would you... No, legit, why would you listen to a 17-year-old say, don't open that door?
No, that's fair. Out of character, I totally agree.
Because I've seen horror movies.
That's also true.
CB is a horror movie. They
true.
are a walking, talking horror movie. Psychological? Sure. Slasher? Why the fuck not? Blumhouse wants them.
Now, I'm sorry,
They
were you
open the
saying
door.
horror movie? Or because I heard horror movie?
Yeah, horror.
Are you saying horror? Yeah, we're saying
Is
the
the
same
accent making it sound like a completely different word?
No. It's just, how CB is as a person.
Fair. The new one, like X.
Oh my god, that looks so good. I want to see it so bad.
That's them. Yeah, so they open the door.
As CB opens the door, they find their perfect office.
There's blackout curtains. And I'm talking like the heavy duty bombing of London in World War II level blackout curtains. Like, don't fuck around, this is a dark room. Blackout curtains. There's like a desk and it has every single organizer you could possibly hope to find at IKEA on it. And there's a great big label maker. And it can use emojis. And there's a very, to anyone who is not full on I Heart Baroque, ugly ass, wing-backed chair. Yeah, it's definitely that kind of smell when you go into like a building in like Colonia Williamsburg or like Jamestown or whatever, Like, you're going through, like, a historical reenactment thing on, like, the tour, and you step into one of the buildings, and there's that, like, very distinct smell of, oh, this place is, like, old. That's exactly what it smells like. There is a computer. It is one of those, like, old-ass Apple ones that they made in all the different, like, jelly colors. It's purple. Except it can run Windows 10. They will not realize this, but it can. It looks incredibly out of place. And then also there's a closet, and we can all kind of assume what's in there, and we don't need to discuss it.
Costumes! Costumes!
Sure, you can call it that! For a second, they're kind of just like, well, this seems like a situation that perhaps could be given some more critical thought. And then they see that chair, and they're all in. They go in, they kind of, like, appraise it, and it's just like, oh, no, this is, like, the real deal. Like, you could, like, take this shit to Sotheby's and get at least $500,000 for it, if not more. That's quality, baby. You could put Donna Tartt in this thing, and she would have another 800-page novel in, like, a day. They sit down in that motherfucker. They are chill-axed.
Dude, what the hell are you talking about?
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
At this moment, Norman and Kathy are still in the hall.
Yeah, I think Norman has been involved with government for a little bit now. And I think, like, a lot of the very strange things that happen, Norman has written off as just, like, a really efficient workplace. And I don't think this one's any different. So they're gonna go into he's gonna go into his office.
God damn it. I thought it was going a different way, and I was about to say Kathy was surprised that Norman was the one out of everyone who stayed behind, but no, this is exactly what Kathy expected.
Norman only stays behind long enough to, like, gently put a hand on Kathy's shoulder and be like, it's really good to see.
Don't touch me.
Okay, I will not. I'm so sorry.
I do that movement again that I did last session. Just the shoulder move.
I respect your boundaries. I'm so sorry. I speak in tongues of physical touch and words of affirmation, and it's okay that we have different dialects here. And I will make a note to remember that so that I don't violate those boundaries again. Thank you for being patient with me.
Before you walk in, and Kathy is literally going to use every ounce of her inner strength to even engage in this conversation. But she knows, out of everyone, you are arguably the most in tune with their feelings.
How could you tell?
You're not helping. Kathy's going to begrudgingly just be like, doesn't something feel off to you right now?
Yeah, sometimes I am pretty astounded based on I'm on a lot of the chat boards re municipal government, and sometimes I'm kind of surprised by how fast things move around here. Like, it sounds like a lot of other places don't have it as good as we do. And then I try to think back and compare it to, like, all the other towns I've lived in, and I don't
Kathy is gritting her teeth, but because she knows she already lost 2 people, so this is kind of her last shot to make herself heard. So she's listening, she's waiting for that moment to kind of interject.
From the other room, you can kind of distantly hear CB yell, "You guys see this shit? Oak paneling! I take back 30% of all the bad things I've said about this town."
The mahogany memories just come flooding back. Kathy grits her teeth even harder.
Oak paneling, fuck you.
I just don't have that many, if any, memories of, like, most of the other places I've lived before this, so I guess that's just how we do things around here.
But, realistically, does it make sense that these 4 rooms, plus what happened in the main hall, plus God knows whatever else is on the other end, would happen within the span of time it took us to take those unicorns back?
I mean, I did say it was power washing day. I feel like I did establish that. Re the outside of the building. No, Norman's gonna look at Kathy and be like, I can tell that this is really important to you.
Kathy feels heard, but she doesn't tell you that.
And I know that historically it has been challenging for you to come forward with those concerns. And so I do want to reward this show of bravery. I think this is very brave of you. And I'm here and I hear you and I'm listening. What can I do to help you navigate these concerns right now?
Does Norman touch Kathy's shoulder again?
No, he gestures a lot, but he makes sure not to touch Kathy's shoulders again. He's very deliberate about it.
Kathy will not say it, but the smallest bit of respect has just slowly risen. Very slowly. Very small, but it's there.
Guys, I think we're having a breakthrough moment. That's Theo, not Norman.
For CB and Maud, are they in the rooms? Are the doors still open?
Yeah, CB's door is still open because you could hear them.
Okay, is Maud still open?
Mods is still open.
Okay.
They have moved to trying to turn on the computer. They're not pressing any of the right buttons.
Yeah.
They keep, like, hitting individual keys because they've always seen, like, those kids sitting in the audience while, like, the scenes that they're not in are happening, just, like, typing away on their laptops, and they're like, well, surely this works. D, wrong one, alright, time for F. F, wrong one, time for G.
Alright, Kathy goes to Norman. Norman, I tried to explain myself, as you saw, but apparently, God knows why, I'm not having the influence that I would expect that I would. Maybe between the two of us, maybe you would have a better manipulate someone role than I would. Hypothetically.
Sure, speaking in hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I do want to address that while we're on the topic of manipulation. I think that's treated a lot of the time like it's a bad word.
Oh no, I'm speaking like hypothetically.
Right,
you know,
and
like
it's...
you're playing like a Dungeons and Dragons type of game.
Sure.
God knows I wouldn't touch the stuff. Gross. But, you know.
I like the sense of community that it provides.
Kathy rolls her eyes hard. I'm new to expressing my feelings. So can you tell him to just get the hell out of the rooms?
Norman's kind of trying to hold back that he's like a little giddy about this breakthrough that he's having, but like he's trying really hard not to ruin it. And he's like, I will pass some of those concerns up the chain. And I will share what is mine to share with you when I return. Obviously, like...
Well, don't go into the actual rooms.
CB has flipped the monitor over and is now trying to
Oh
figure
my
out
God.
if there's a switch in the vents.
I'm saying...
The on button is glowing. They haven't figured that out yet.
I'm ready for that computer to turn into like a monster or something. I'm so ready to fight.
Norman goes up to the door frame of CB's room and knocks on the door frame and also says, knock, knock. Hey, it's me. It's your buddy.
Whatever you were going to say isn't important. Listen, I refuse to say the words, so just come in here and turn on the computer.
Norman kind of looks back at Kathy and is like,
no, big X. Big X. Just go no.
So, in a move of solidarity, right now, I'm gonna stay in the hallway. Thank you for that invite, by the way, thank you. I've noticed
solidarity with a child.
Yes.
You're in solidarity with a 17-year-old child.
I am a licensed grief counselor. That's my job.
It will take you 5 seconds. I'm not going to say the word. Just come in and turn on the computer.
Okay, I hear you. I do.
I feel like you're not hearing me.
First of all, I'm
asking you to just come. No, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, come in and turn on the fucking computer. And their eyes, and they're like behind the sunglasses. Like there's like a little bit of a glow that you can see. You still can't, like, make out their eyes, but, like, there's just, like, a little bit of, like, a glow from behind the sunglasses, and then it goes, like, normal again.
I think, Norman is, like, experiencing some hesitation on the threshold of the office, and he does a little bit of internal thinking, and he says, okay, 2 things. I just want to throw two things out there real quick. 1.
Can you throw those 2 things out there while you come in and do one single task?
I will. Okay, I am holding the proverbial sharing stick right now. I heard you. I need you to hear me now. 1, thank you for inviting me in, because I've noticed that's a huge thing for you. Like, I noticed that being invited into this space is, like, very important to you. And so I see that, and I understand that that's a big thing, so thank you for that. Second of all, I would love to help you with that computer. It is gonna take just a little bit more verbal currency, and I think you know what I'm trying to hear. I think you know what I'm here to hear.
Come turn on the computer now.
I knew it.
Okay, now is pretty close.
Come turn on the computer now. Or
Kathy, who's been pretty serious this entire time, is just cracking up in the corner.
T-bone your car.
CB, I think you know what I need to hear for me to know that you require my assistance in this moment. I am willing to meet you halfway.
I don't understand. You're saying you'll meet me halfway, and that you are still in the doorway. Halfway would be like coming and pointing.
You study theater. There's a thing called a metaphor.
First of all, you don't listen to anything. You're not off book until 3 days before first curtain.
Okay, don't look at her.
Shut up.
Don't look at her. Look at me. Don't look at her. Look at me.
I'm not looking at her.
I think you know. Like.
I think we're going in circles.
CB, I think you know the word that I'm gonna have to hear.
I fucking hate my life. Will you?
You're so close. I have such great faith in
Don't
you.
say
I
those
have
words
really
to
great
me.
faith in you.
Will you please come turn on the computer?
Yes, I would love to help you with that. My good friend CB, I will help you with that computer as a gift from
Don't
me to you.
push it.
Does Norman walk in?
I think Norman does walk in. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bead of sweat like rolling down the side of CB's head.
2 things before you do the computer thing. 1, that respect point just dropped right back down. I'm just letting you know.
I don't know. I did make CB say please. I think that's huge.
Kathy
Good night,
sees the
everybody.
favoritism and has taken a mental note.
There is no favoritism. How dare you?
Actions speak louder than words, my dude.
How dare you?
Come on, Hotshot, come turn on a fucking like 1990 something Apple computer. See if you can do that.
Oh, please tell me Norman sucks at tech.
Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna walk you through doing it because involve me,
Yes!
I remember, and then you'll remember for next time.
I've made a horrible mistake.
Even when CB wins, they still lose.
So first of all, I do notice that this is still unplugged, which is an easy mistake to make.
What does that have to do with anything?
Okay, so a computer is like a horse, and electricity is like the grass. So if it's not eating, it won't go. Does that make sense?
No, I've seen horses eat things other than grass.
Okay, a computer is
Look,
like
I hit it a lot of times, and it didn't do anything.
Well,
and when you hit a horse a lot of times, it will do something.
okay, first of all, I would love for you, as like a nugget of wisdom, to take hitting things don't make them do what I want. Like, I think that would be a great takeaway for you, so maybe put a pin in that, file that away. Returning to the computer, a computer is like a car, okay? And the electricity is like either gasoline or the electricity if you have an electric car. Does that make sense?
Where would you plug it in?
The car?
It's like a huge... Yes.
Just like an extension cord or one of those charging stations they have at fancy grocery
Into your
stores.
house?
Yeah, I mean, you plug it into the garage, you know? It's the middle of summer, as long as it's insulated. Winterized.
Wait. Why would summer have anything to do with this?
Well, it's just you wouldn't want to have your window open if you were charging through the window. You're going to want to make sure that's... Is your garage not winterized? We should do that next summer.
I don't know what that means.
We should do that next summer. We should get a couple of the
You need me
boys
to say the word
together.
I hate again. I'll do it to get out of this
Okay.
situation.
And Norman plugs in the computer.
I know this isn't traditional D&D, but I guarantee CB would have had mental damage done right there. Just the mind games you just went through.
So the screen immediately turns on. There's that tiny little Apple logo. And then in the loudest sound you've ever heard... and then because it's Windows 10...
That was a lot. Okay. Let's maybe go check out Maud's office?
Please tell me Maud's just sleeping again.
Maud's office looks like the office from Scarface, but like if it was Tony Montoya's grandma. So there's plastic on all the furniture, and there's a quilted chair cover on the big ass leather chair, and a bottle of scotch, and maybe I was gonna say instead of cocaine, maybe like a pile of yarn, but it's definitely cocaine, and then like also yarn.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan.
A big heavy desk, a rotary phone. There's a row of security cameras behind her desk, but it's like tube televisions, and you can barely see anything because it's like grainy black and white security footage. And then there's a bunch of picture frames on the desk, but you can't see what's in the pictures because it's not facing you.
That's dope.
She has like a chase or something to lounge on, but right now she's at her desk and her feet are on it and she's drinking a glass of scotch.
Kathy, realizing she has lost all chances, she's going to start heading for the exit.
I see Kathy walk past the door and I walk past and I shout out for her.
What?
Aren't you even a little bit curious what's in your room?
No, I'm really, really not, Maud. This is just a little too weird for me, so I'm going to choose life and go outside. And I continue walking.
From CB's office, you can hear... Oh, holy shit, that was so loud!
Okay, so now you're gonna set your password? Your password? Okay, I don't think your keyboard is plugged in, so let's just do the same thing we did with the computer.
You have to plug that
Oh no,
in
it's
too?
the wireless keyboard.
Oh, good. A keyboard is like a car.
Oh dear. Hang on 1 second, listeners. That's not supposed to be happening. Oh, Miss Pines.
Fuck.
Miss Pines. Where are you going? Where are you headed off to?
I'm going out. My duties are done for the day. We took care of the unicorns. They're totally fine. Thanks for letting us help with that. I'll see you again tomorrow. And I try to...
So you've handled the problem that caused the unicorns. That's been handled? We're not going to have any issues tonight or tomorrow?
I'm not the best person to ask about that, but Norman down the hall, he's arguably kind of like the leader of the group. He's the one that like takes initiative. Pretty sure he's like busy like filing all that paperwork right now. So if you want to go talk to him.
No, so you could just put your regular name in. You don't have to have like a cool username. This computer's just for you.
So yeah, like you say, he's filing and he's teaching CB how to like file the paperwork. So if you just want to go like the direction, we'll be good. And I'm going to go and I'm going to try to go for the door again.
Kathy, come on. The town council.
At this point, Kathy's like, I don't know if Kathy would stick around at this point.
As I try to talk to Kathy, she sprints off. Maud walks past me as well, and I sigh and wave as she leaves.
Maud turns around.
Okay, that is Microsoft Paint. That's not going to do you much good.
She just looks wistfully at her office because it's the most beautiful room she's ever been in, and then begrudgingly follows Kathy out.
You're welcome to come back anytime, Maud.
Bitch, I might.
As Kathy and Maud leave, the sun has started setting on Reddington. Norman and CB are still frantically trying to figure out the computer. I'm not entirely sure what CB needs. Are they looking something up?
No, they're just like aware that it's a computer and it should be theirs and it should probably be turned on, and now it's the principle of the thing. They don't have many principles, but finish shit they started is one of them.
The phone in Norman's office starts ringing.
Steve says, "Oh, fantastic! Something else for you to do."
And I perk up like a Labrador, and I'm like, I'll get it. And Norman sprints.
Didn't even say you're welcome.
No, you got 2 pleases out of them. That's it. They have had enough character growth for today.
Growth hurts. Growth hurts in all directions. I think that's huge.
Oh, dear God, Norman. His office has definitely changed, which he stops to admire while the phone just continues ringing.
So Norman opens the door to their office, which is the first time that he's done this since the renovation, the surprise renovation. And I think it is a little bigger now than it was, and it is giving kind of small town Oval Office vibes. Like it's probably a little bigger than it needs to be, but it also looks like if you put like a regular office on top of like a child's calm down room. So he's got like a big wooden desk with like a Rolodex and his desktop computer on it and some big windows behind it. But he also has a corner where there's like one of those physical therapy small trampolines with the handle on it and like a lot of books about he's got Someone Moved My Cheese on there, like all the classic ones like those. There is a beanbag chair over there. He's got his golf snow globe on the desk. And it's very welcoming, but in kind of a clinical way. His like personal effect that he has in the office is one of those snow globes that has a golf tee in it and like a plastic golf ball, and you can try and get it on the tee in the sparkling water. And he does have a hang in there poster with a kitten in a sock on a clothesline. That is, if you walk in, you're looking at the desk, the windows are behind it, you look to your right, and there's a supply closet, and the supply closet has the hang on there kitten on it.
Norman, answer your phone.
And of course his landline is on the desk, and he goes to pick it up. Hey, hello. This is Norman Newman, the normal human.
Norman?
Speaking.
It's Jimmy.
Oh, hey, Jimmy, how the hell are you?
Not too great, Norman.
Oh, that's too bad, Jim. What's going on?
It's, something just ran into my neighbor's car.
Okay. While driving? While in transit?
No, like, they're home, they're fine, everybody's fine, but like...
Okay, everybody's fine.
We heard a loud crash, and then something ran into the car.
Ran into, like, the side of the car?
Yeah. And then took off towards the unicorn field.
Are they sure it wasn't just Maud going to the wrong car?
Are they sure it wasn't CB moving very quickly?
I had to.
And I think once again, Norman has the receiver pinched between ear and shoulder and is taking notes on like a yellow legal pad. It's like headed off towards, okay. I love the instincts to ask for help. I think that's huge. I think a lot of men especially struggle with that. So I do want to see and recognize that. Like, good on you. I would do like a 1-word check-in with everybody in your family just to make sure that you are all in an appropriate place. It doesn't have to be a good place, just like an appropriate place.
Kim, people are dying.
Thank you. Yeah, we will definitely. The cats are good.
Good.
We've done some breeding, some
Okay.
grounding. We're. Thank you.
I'm so happy to hear that. I am so happy to hear that.
When that playbox got a hold of my cat Atticus, after that you were great, and we definitely keep up with those exercises we learned.
Well, you know, it's not about me, but thank you. That's very validating to hear. I am gonna get right on this. I was actually just out there today. I will take myself right on back there, and I will follow up with you accordingly. Do you prefer phone? Do you prefer email? What is your? I can do anything. What's good for you?
Just shoot me a text. Let me know how it's going, and if it's serious, you can give me a call.
Okay, I will text you, and if it is serious, I will call you. Thank you. And always good to hear from you, my friend. Hey, are you going to be running that apple fritter stand at the Harvest Festival again this year? Because
By this point, CB is standing in the doorway and looking like directly at Norman, and the whole like wrap it up, let's go kind of like facial expression.
that was to die for. Just sleep on that. Anyway, I think the the Oscars music is playing, and I look at you like expecting some accolades for like an arts reference. I'm like, so,
No change in expression except a slight twitch of the eyelid.
So I better go. Kiss the wife for me, and I will talk to you so soon. Okay.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right. You have a good one, James. Okay, bye.
CB says, well, it was a lovely few seconds of silence, but then I realized there was no one else around and no one was paying attention to me. So unfortunately, here we are.
Okay, that's juicy, and I would love to dig into that at some point. That's a really
Oh
strange
god, I forgot
impulse.
who I'm talking to. No!
Now's not the time. Now's at the time. Do file that away, though. I would love to, at your leisure, at your comfort.
Please
dig
stop
into that.
talking in that topical direction. Who were you talking to?
That was Jimmy. He does the apple fritter stand for the fall festival.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm getting some conflicting feelings because you said, who's that? And I'm telling you what I know, and now you're...
I wanted information, not a backstory.
I would love to see you work through the death of Jeffrey at your own rate. Right now it's affecting my ability to cope, and Listen, coping mechanisms are kind of like amendments, alright? Your rights are protected up until the point that they infringe on somebody else's.
Called you on the phone. You said who it was. Why did they call?
Yes, so, again, that was Jimmy from... aforementioned apple fritters. Very good, by the way, from scratch. There is something to be determined. Did not really elaborate on what that was. Did run into his neighbor's car.
It wasn't me.
No, I know you were here. I was here with you. I was here. We were doing the computer just now.
Right.
Yes.
Alibi.
And it okay. It did go to your... I think you're actually going to laugh. I think you're going to think this is funny. It actually did go back to the unicorn fields, which, is where we just were. And I think it might be like a large creature or entity that does not... Like, what's a less ominous way to say bide well for the town and community as whole?
We're fucked.
That may well be true. Let's circle back to that. I got some golf clubs in the back of the car. I think,
You're going to fight a giant unknown entity with a fucking 9-iron.
Well, I wasn't going to use my...
You're going to putt its head
I was
off.
going to use my putter. That's pretty funny, right?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
At this point, another ambulance can be heard in the background. Kathy and Maud watch as 2 ambulances go in the opposite direction of the unicorn field.
Okay. Well, Kathy, to be frank, is a little pissed at the moment. With the past events and how they transpired. She's not feeling too hot, so she's honestly just kind of ready to just kind of go home. I think I'd like to imagine, because she wasn't expecting Maud to come out, so she's already in the car, like, ready to head out. And Maud's, like, maybe about to, like, come up and try to get in, but the door's locked.
Yeah, I'm definitely yanking on the handle on the door.
You scare the shit out of me, because I genuinely wasn't paying attention. And just, like, you're suddenly at my door.
Are you serious? You were going to leave without me?
I asked you not to, I roll down the window. Door's still locked. I asked you to not go in that room. And just, she's so mad. Doesn't know how else to, like, follow up with that.
But nothing happened to us, Kathy.
You wouldn't get it, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't feel comfortable being there, so I just want to go. I just want to leave.
Okay, well, let's go.
I wait till Maud tries one more time to open the door, and then once it doesn't work, then I finally unlock the door.
Do you see those ambulances? It's weird because CB and Norman are still in the building, so I don't...
Were they going toward the unicorns?
Good question.
They turn and watch as the ambulances go past the town hall. CB and Norman have not killed each other this evening.
Then frankly, Maud, and I can say this around you because I know you use this language every other day, I don't give a fuck.
Fair.
And I rev up the car.
Fair boy.
I put my sunglasses on and rev up the car.
It's nighttime.
Yep. You just hear in the background, yeah!
Thank you for listening to Once Upon a Monster of the Week. Reddington's monsters are controlled by Meg Griffin. Episodes are edited by Alex Lavelle and produced by Robert Chauncey. A special thanks to Red Griffin for taking my horrific ideas and making them even more terrifying. Thank you also to Michael Sands and Evil Hat for Monster of the Week gaming system that is used in this podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks to meet up with our Historical Preservation Society. Until then, you can find links in our show notes leading you to the podcast and actors' social media accounts. Please also check out our Patreon. Even for $1, you can get some exciting things, like donating your name to our town roster. Or you can find some cool merch at the Reddington Tourism Shop. We understand that money is tight, so if you're enjoying the show, we would appreciate it if you could leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Once Upon a Monster is part of Haunted Griffin Entertainment. Please check out our website for more of our shows. Today's episode starred
Newt Shuttlecotty as CB Scottsdale.
Gina Morvek as Kathy Pines.
Katina Reeves as Maud.
Theo Wampuzik playing Norman Newman.
and today's guest included
Cam Clark as Morgan Lapointe Evans.
and Ollie Brady as Jimmy.